Recording. All right.
Wow.
Welcome back to
Stacking the deck.
Stacking the Deck.
Stacking the deck.
You got to say the name too, Kurt.
I did.
I know, but say it with your chest.
Stacking the deck.
Sweet. How we doing? How is this week? It's Mother's Day. We all made it back from celebrating a mother's. On the
Shouts
day.
out.
Yeah.
Shouts out to all the mothers.
Shout out to the mothers.
Yeah. Strangely enough, you don't ever see them at the card shop.
At all. They just drop the kids off. They just drop the kids. Well, there's a couple. There's always like one or two.
There's a couple. There's a couple, at least, Pokemoms that.
Pokemons. Oh, I love that. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, Pokemoms, trying to, help their kids not get ripped off, but then get hit on at the event. It's a vicious cycle. Let me
That's
tell
crazy.
I was gonna say the smart ones just drop the kids off at the game shop.
Yeah.
It's your problem now.
Yeah. Come on, Johnny.
To the Shadow Realm for 4 hours.
Yeah, I can finally drink some wine with my girlfriends and have a good time.
I never realized, like, honestly, if you give your kid $5, that's like cheap childcare, right? So it's like,
It is.
Oh, they bought a pack at the store and that they spent the whole day there. Man,
I mean, honestly, you give them $20 and they can spend the whole day there.
Yeah, so many back in the day. I mean, I know this isn't the topic, but we really should talk about how the local game store was a daycare, because you could spend $5 for a tournament, another $10 for snacks. I mean, you had everything you needed, and then I mean, it was kind of crazy back in the day. They let you hang out with like 30+-year-olds, and you're like a little kid. You're like going to I just remember going to regionals with like 30-year-olds plus to Dallas, Houston, 2 and 3 hours away.
Are you my dad?
Yeah. Like it's just nuts. It's just nuts. Like it would never go by. Like this would never happen ever again in history. But
hey,
back
kid,
then,
want to go to a YCS?
yeah.
No.
Mom, he's cool. He's just 35 and he plays Chaos Turbo Deck.
He plays Chaos Turbo. He's a cool guy.
This is cool.
That would fry my mom's brain. She's like, "What's a Chaos Turbo?"
I hear the word chaos. I don't like that.
Yeah.
No. Sounds like you're gonna burn some shit.
He plays the black lusted one.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He might be a devil worshiper, but he's cool. You gotta meet him on the grounds that he's at.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. No
He's got
chance.
a car. He's got a car. He won't charge me for gas.
Yeah. Then they hang out and they're like, oh, Kirby isn't that bad. He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
We talk about football. My dad was he's like, we just talk about football. Meanwhile, like Kirby's like deep into like demonic stuff and
Oof.
Oh no.
You see him on the local news a couple years later.
Yeah,
like, Kirby.
But those are the people that you need to have good ties with, because they'll be like, hey, get out of here, kid.
Yeah.
Before something bad happens.
You don't want to see this.
You don't want none of this.
He looks at you and smirks like Vegeta during the Majin saga when he's about to he's like, get out of here.
Go.
Bye.
I'll fend them off.
He's like, Goten, take trunks and get out of here.
Man, I don't know. Like there's always some weird characters at those stores. Let me tell you though. Like, there's always one person that's like, they want to be the coolest guy in the shop too. I don't know. Explain it like that. I feel like, I don't know. I don't want to name names, but I always remember this one guy when I was a kid. And,
Go ahead, put his name out. Out there.
Full governmental with social security.
Yeah.
Can you just flash his picture on the screen?
His name was Andy Marat, and he wanted everybody to love him, so he would walk around and brag.
Showed it off his binder.
Yeah, show off his binder, how much better my stuff is compared to your stuff. And then like, oh, you want to trade? They're like, no, you don't have anything I want. Oh, okay. Dude, that one always hit me too, when somebody just goes, oh, you don't have anything I want. Dang, I poured my heart. I just like, here's all my cards.
This is my best stuff. I've been saving this. I promise I would never even trade this, but I'll let you see it. We can maybe barter a deal.
Yeah. Nah, you don't have anything I want. Dang, that rejection.
That's like Kai. When we were in Miami, and it's like 18 million little kids, and like, hey, you want to trade any of this for this Rayquaza Poncho Pikachu.
No, ain't no way.
I had to like learn all the like little tips of the trade because Dylan's like, nah, bro, you just gotta be like, nah, I don't see anything. And he's so nice. Like, I was like, bro, get out of here. You trying to trade me?
Yeah.
20
I don't
of
see
these.
anything, but if you want to pick an EX card out of this Elite Trainer box I got off to the side, that's like your 50-cent kid deterrent.
Yeah.
You know, you're like,
The
oh, you
kid
can pick something
binder.
out of the box, and then you know
That's
the kid
smart.
runs back to their parent, and they go, "Hey, Metakai gave me a free EX." So the parent comes over and said, "Hey, just want thanks for doing that for little Timmy. You know, I know he wanted your $3,600 Rayquaza Poncho Pikachu PSA 10, but I'm glad you gave him an Ice Cube EX. Here, let me spend $20 at your store or something like that."
I mean,
Or maybe the parent's balling. He's like, "Yeah, let me go ahead and get that Poncho Pikachu at sticker price. Let me do that."
Yeah.
I mean, it opened my world, like my eyes to like the whole trading vendor background. Because then it's like the kids are like, "Hey, trade up challenge. Can we do
Oh,
yeah,
challenge?
the trade up challenge. I've seen that one. Oh my
I'll
god,
give you this common for this ultra secret rare."
that's crazy.
I'm trading up from an energy card. What's the best I can get?
I don't know. I won't slap you in the back of your neck. Like, what do you mean, dude? Just get out of here.
Oh man, that was probably probably the most fun I've had on a trip outside of like playing in a tournament or just like seeing everybody was Miami because people and their vendor stories and stuff like that.
Sitting at the vendor booth, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun time, man.
Learning the tricks of the trade because then I'm over here willing and dealing.
Mm.
They said, "I've never seen you here before."
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, well, can I get it for this price?" And I'm like, Dylan, what's the price of this?
Let me speak to my colleague.
Yeah.
You got to talk to somebody. I got out of here.
Yeah, that stressed me out because I'm like, oh no, I don't know the prices.
No, and after about the 4th hour, I was like, yeah, I got this snuffed down.
Were the prices on the cards? Like, how'd you know? Was there a price sheet? Because I feel like sometimes
he's got stickers on.
Yeah, he has stickers on.
I know some guys don't have stickers on them though. Have you ever noticed that?
Sometimes, but most of them have price on the stickers, and then
I remember. That's crazy. I feel like I'm being gaslit right now, bro. I feel like I specifically remember at Eclecticon seeing like some guys. It was binder cards, and I was like, oh, how much for this one?
Oh, okay. Well,
maybe like $5. Everything.
Yeah, like $2 or $5. I understand. Like, no, they're not going to sticker up all their binders. I'm talking about the stuff in the cases.
Oh, okay, I got you. You're talking like the high end slabs.
Or no, it could be
not
like
necessarily
$20, $10. Yeah. It was just like we know, and then we're like bartering the deal, and I'm like, okay,
dang. Okay, so I'm like a binder guy. That's my problem, huh?
Yeah. Fortunately, a lot of that price negotiation and guesswork kind of, if you pay the $5 a month for the collector app, you can just scan your own card and it'll pull up the last solds on like eBay, TCG Player, and they're like, all right, you got it. You always sticker it above like 15% of what last sold is.
Dang.
And then they might beat you up down to last sold.
Oh, yeah.
If they try and undercut you, they're like, well, I'll give you like $200 and it's got a sticker of $300. And you just hit that little scan real quick and go, well, last sold on eBay was actually $350. So, we can work something out, I guess, but it ain't going to be no 200.
Yeah,
I wanted 200.
But no, the collector app has done a really good. I even use it for just like random stuff. If I'm looking through like some of my cards, I'm like, I wonder if this is worth more than $5. You just literally hold your camera up to it, it'll scan it and give you all the price data for it. It's really nice.
We depth to all those apps. We need to take it back to the old school days. I want 20 of your shiny cards for my one super shiny card.
No, it's just 1 for 1. We only do 1 for 1.
Man, back in the day, those used to be the trades.
I remember, like as a kid, hearing people go, "Oh, I only do 1 for 1s."
Yeah.
Like, well, all you got's trash, and I want the good stuff.
1 for 1s. That's a classic right there.
Yeah, I only do 1 for 1. Sorry.
I know what I got. All right. I got a gym leader, Blaine's Arcanine with a bend in the corner. I want whatever.
I want your base set 2 Blastoise, man.
I want I want your Dark Charizard. Give it to me.
One for one. One for one.
Yeah, hit him with the 1-for-1. Man, I don't know. I always hated trading. I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of people are into it, but I just there's so few times in my life where I walked away from a trade. Mostly as a kid, I think I don't trade a lot. Like when you're an adult, you almost just like okay, I'll sell the card and then buy the card I want. But as a kid though, or maybe not. Maybe I'm just speaking for me. Okay, that's maybe my mentality. I just sell the card and buy the card I want because every time I'd walk away from the trade and be like, "Did I just get fleeced?"
I don't think I ever thought about that as a kid.
Oh, I did. Like, well, after like at least a few bad trades, and then people told me I got fleeced.
It's because you didn't have the friends. You didn't have the friends. The friends would have saved
card shop. It was being at the card shop because I remember I like there were some people in there, and then I forgot exactly what it was, but it was like I made some bad trades, and then the other kids they come up and be like, "Dude, you shouldn't have done that. That was like," and they were older kids too. Like I was like a preteen, and they're like like high schoolers, right?
Yeah,
and they're like, "Oh, don't do that."
And you needed a crew.
I had a crew, but they were all like they were like preteen kid crew.
A crew of dummies.
Yeah, exactly. Versus high schooler crew. High schooler crew got me good, man.
No, because if you had the crew needed to be a good mix of not just all
the 35-year-olds. Yeah.
No, it could have been a high school. It just needed to be somebody old enough to be like, nah, I wouldn't do it. Or you could go and turn around and be like, this is a good trade. You're like, and then you like make you feel confident and sure of yourself to like say no. But back in the day, it would be like they surround you and be like, no, this is a good trade. This is a good trade.
I had no bench, dude. I had no bench. It was just me and my boy Austin, and we're over there, and he's like, I don't know, looks good. I'm like, okay. And then later somebody else goes, hey, by the way. And I'm like, okay, so you just ruined trading for me, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I ever really even traded as a kid. Like I'd go
because he stole all the cards from Bankston.
Yeah.
He said he rubbing his beard.
Kurt was talking facts. Yeah.
The only week the locals did Battle City rules, I lost my Skull Archfiend to Lightning, and I wanted to cry my eyes out in that Hastings. It was not
that great.
I thought it was the best thing ever. Dude.
Oh man.
Skull Archfiend to Lightning? It was summon Skull with extra card text? It had to be good, right?
Yeah. Oh man. You thought Dark Necrophore was like the greatest card ever.
No. Listen.
That card. I hated that card.
Hold on, I thought it up.
Honestly,
it's gotta be better than what I thought.
I thought Dark Ruler was the one for sure, though.
When this card is specifically designated as a target of the effect of a card,
I know he's reading
by
cards.
Your opponent. When resolving the effect, roll a d6. If the result is 1, 3, or 6, negate the effect and destroy the card. That seems insane.
That is for you to be able to get it out. Wasn't it like a 6-star or 5?
It was just one tribute, and then I lose 500 at the end of my turn.
Yeah, that Archfiends weren't.
That's not big city dueling,
bro. Y'all don't get it. Your locals was too soft, man. I'm out there fighting Chaos Emperor dragons and fiber jars and
bro.
That was Skull Archfiend.
You weren't doing much of fighting at all. You were just
that's why that's why you got that shit stolen from you, Battle City style.
We had like military folks coming up to Waco from Killeen, and the military people had the money. So I'm like, dang, you got like 8 Don Zalugs, 3 Chaos Emperor dragons, 2 BLSs. Dang. Like the military guys would just come up to Waco and just wreck shop because they had way more cards until finally got my Chaos Emperor dragon and my Black Luster Soldier. Then it was even.
I'm in it now.
Even.
Okay. Well, speaking of childhood memories, let's talk about a game that's making new childhood memories for people. Except
Disney Lorcana is rotating.
Yeah.
Your first 4 sets.
Yeah, I think everybody's really excited about the Lorcana Worlds event too, right, at Disney World. But then you hear the story. I guess everybody wanted to be able to go to the event, but it's invite only if you won your regionals. So I don't know. That's the drama there.
Yeah, this ain't Pokemon, baby.
Yeah, they thought it was gonna be Pokemon. No,
Yeah.
Disney is like trying to max this thing out in terms of efficiency, and I don't think that they really planned this far. Like the rotation, I think that Lorcana has done far better than they could have expected from
Oh,
a
for sure.
playability, from an activation standpoint, and they didn't think that it was going to last this long. They're probably thinking around a couple of sets. Now they got to like continue this thing, and the only way to keep the longevity and keep the gameplay fresh is by rotating out and creating new mechanics, new color combinations, everything like that. So, I mean, kudos to them, because honestly, I thought it was only going to last maybe a couple, like a year or two, and then they were going to blow it up because they did what they wanted to do. But now that I think it might be a revenue engine for them, and so
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
I'd be curious to see what, Ravensburger's, metrics are like on that, right? What portion of their business is Lorcana and what portion of their business is puzzles,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
you see a Ravensburger puzzle and they're usually the good ones, right? The
Yeah.
high quality, they've got all the licensing. That'd be an interesting stat to see. It's got to be. I don't know, because I think to like Pokemon, and Pokemon's highest revenue, it's not the cards, it's not the video games, it's Pokemon Go or it's Pokemon Pocket. It's the apps that make them all their money for their IPs.
It's the overhead.
It's not any of their like tangible stuff. So I'd be interested to see, because Ravensburger is only tangible, right? They don't have an app yet.
Well, I was gonna say I
Yeah.
do.
The
Yeah.
puzzle app.
I do know for sure that they are working on it.
Well, they'd be stupid not to roll something out to get people to buy. I mean, it's so much easier to sell a $2 pack of cards digitally than it is to sell a $5 pack in the store.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. Yeah, it's interesting, but yeah, for those that are upset that people aren't invited, it's to keep their overhead low. Like Pokemon can do it because they've charged everybody so much, and they don't. Granted, both of the prizing aren't necessarily like cash prizing or cash prizes, but Pokemon kind of works it in with like backpacks, all the other miscellaneous merch that you have.
Pokemon does cash prizing now. They do cash. They pony up.
When was this?
A couple years ago, they started
For Worlds?
Oh yeah,
So you get cash and the card?
Yeah, you get cash now.
Okay. Well, I just know that everybody's there for the merch and all the other stuff that you can sell on the side, and so it subsidizes like what they're gonna make. And then I'm pretty sure that whatever city they've gotten down to a science where the city that they're gonna go to probably is so thankful and it's such an influx of tourism,
right,
commerce, that they're going, like, they get the cheapest pricing for everything from the convention centers to additional subsidized stuff and everything like that. So I think maybe you'll start to see that in the future with Lorcana if they continue on down this road. But right now, I think that they're just like, hey, let's keep this super exclusive, super tight niche. Let's keep the overhead really low, and then play it maybe in the future to open up the chest for everybody else.
I mean, and personally, I like that play. I don't really like the shift that Pokemon made to make Worlds like a destination for like you to go, even if you didn't qualify, but you just want to have like a Pokemon convention. That's what Pokemon is trying to make Worlds be now, is like a week-long celebration of Pokemon that has tournaments at it.
That's like actual news right now, by the way. Just to like that's a real thing that
I mean, that's what Magic Fest. I mean, I think these trading card entities are realizing that in order to really activate a different, like, you have your competitive players, but even just your casual players or people who don't have anything to do during their summer times, they have to have these type of big conventions. You saw with other games where they have cruises, but you have to have these conventions to keep people kind of in tune. Even Magic has like the cosplayers and stuff like that. Like, I think Pokemon,
I don't know. I just have fond memories of Worlds being about just the cards, and then people going to Worlds not having their invite but playing in the grinder the day before. They had a last chance qualifier for years and years at Pokemon Worlds where you just had to go undefeated until top 8. Once there was top 8, those 8 people got an invite to Worlds. So you would have hundreds of people that didn't have their invite or barely missed their invite that would still go to Worlds and play in that LCQ just to try and get qualified. Because if you're in, then hey, you made it into Worlds, you get all the swag, all that great stuff, and they got rid of it, and it was kind of a bummer, right? Some of my fondest memories, not at Worlds, but at the national level, they would have LCQs to get extra points, to try and qualify for Worlds. I never had any shot other than the 2 years that I qualified. I never had any shot, but I would always play in those LCQs just to Grinch people and just to keep them out of their invite just because it was fun to me until I hit somebody that I knew or needed the points that, that I knew well enough. Then I just give them the win. But that's very fond memories. A lot of older competitive Pokemon players, that LCQ is a big memory to them. It's like, oh, what's the deck for the LCQ? What's the deck for the grinder this year? How are we going to cheat our way into Worlds with some rogue deck that no one's ever seen of so we can sneak into Worlds and then we'll just play normal? And it was very cool. It was very, very sick and sad to see that they don't really do that stuff anymore. And even now, in these last couple of years, I think Hawaii was the first year where it was a week long of Pokemon events and all leading up to the World Championships for all their different games. And it's like, man, I don't know. I just kind of want a tournament. But maybe that's different. Maybe if I had a family and they needed something to do, maybe easier for me to rationalize the spending. Or, maybe if I had a really close buddy or a teammate and we decided just as a team to get everyone out there, maybe that's better for me. Maybe I'm thinking oh, this is better for me. At least I won't be bored. Or, if I have a partner interested in something like that, they're just not kind of sitting there on their phone for 3 days, or doing stuff on their own, right?
You leave them people at the house. I gotta grind these 3-4 days, like Gen Con, Gen Con for Yugioh Nationals and even the other tournaments. Nah, I can't. My mind's gotta be focused. Same with Caster Cup, the ranch.
Yeah.
You can't. I can't talk to you. I got 5 minutes for you. I got to be grinding 23 hours a day. Mountain Dew.
Not me. My prep was just. I don't even know. I went out to the lake.
Fart around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Skip some rocks. My
whole thing is I feel like before any of those big competitions, typically I think the gut instinct's oh, I'm going to change stuff at the 11th hour. You should probably just stick with what you've been playing, what you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I understand the reasons why you'd want to switch it up last second, or you got to the event and you just saw oh wow, all these guys are on this deck, and man, I should have played this other deck. Maybe if I have my other deck, then I'll switch it up and I'll have a better odds within this bracket. But I don't know. I don't think that's always the best strategy.
You go with what you know the best, and then I mean you'll do better than people who try to make a meta change last minute, unless it's Earth Tower. I mean, Earth Tower, the meta change was perfect. We were just stuck in our ways, but most times I think somebody that I think who did it really well was Tony at Caster Cup. I mean, he played water even when I told him not. I said, brother,
and 50% of the field was Kets.
I said, but he's played water. He played water so much that he piloted it well. And I said, if you're gonna play water, play a Bandage Man, because if you attack, the frog with Quets, then it cancels out the first strike, and then you get to hit it with the Bandage Man, draw a card. It was a good tech. It was good tech.
It's funny that you mentioned the leave them at home whenever we were talking about the world thing, because I'm going to Gen Con this year, and my partner's so can you tell me what events you're interested in Gen Con? And I just send her a list of 3 tournaments for sorcery, And she
Yep.
goes, "These are on all 3 days." Yeah. And
This is
they're
not a
8 hours
vacation.
long. Yeah. She goes, "Well, we're not going to have time to do anything."
No, ma'am.
No, you're working.
I hate to break it to you, girl, but
You said I'm clocking in.
Leave the women and the children at home. We're going to war.
I was like, listen, convention Kurt, grind EV Kurt is a different beast. You know, we're not there to. We'll enjoy ourselves after we make the money, and then we'll hang out on the Sunday,
or you scrub out. So
or you scrub out. Yeah, then I got nothing but time. So
yeah,
Nah,
backup
but
plan.
it's Gen Con. You've done this rodeo plenty of times. You don't scrub out.
No
the
chance.
only time you get for like some R&R is that Sunday night, and even then you're over here talking with your friends about how you just came up big time at the tournament after you won sorcery. So yeah, no, don't worry about that.
War stories.
Yeah.
She's like,
Wars.
well, the tournament's going to be 8 hours, but I kind of wanted to do this event. I was like, have fun.
Or even after the event,
You go play Neopets by yourself. I'm playing sorcery with the boys.
Yeah, and then even after that, you go okay. Or after the event, you're like, okay, so like, where's the like after event?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
The shadow duel. You know what I mean?
Oh man, it's funny stuff.
The
It's
only
like,
way
what are you gonna be doing there? Playing cards? Well, are you gonna do anything else? No.
now
I'm gonna play cards.
you can enter this tournament here and give me the pre-card, the promo card. You're like, that's what you can do.
I tried to sell it to her too. I was like, hey, they've got like a learn to play where you get like an exclusive promo. Maybe you could do that. And she's like, I don't want to do that. I was like, I tried.
Curse line is how I learned to play. It's going against the sweats and the entry prize.
Hey man, I might sign up for those.
Yeah.
Get that promo card.
Yeah, it's worth
You need to get like
$300.
the intercom too, like somebody piloting say like
Oh, the walkie-talkies.
Yeah, speaking in her ear, like okay, now play
Yeah, get the AirPod in. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna
Drop
want to drop
Craterize.
Pudge Butcher.
Yeah.
Okay, well, and she's like looking at Pudge Butcher. He can't move. No, he's good. Good
Yeah.
stat line. Good stat line.
Yeah,
Drop
yeah.
Pudge Butcher. Okay.
No, not there.
Yeah.
not
No,
on
not
that
in front of your
square.
guys.
Yeah.
What's the card? The slingshot, the
Hook
grapple
shot or whatever.
What's the grapple card? Where
Oh,
you pull
yeah.
them to
What?
the combo with the butcher?
Grapple.
Yeah,
Grapple shot.
you're supposed to do this, and you're like, no, you put it in a completely different, in a different.
No, he
tile.
can't move. Why'd you put him over there?
You're going the wrong way.
Wait.
You're yelling at me.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's the other thing too. I mean, maybe this one's. We don't want to make this about our significant others, but let me tell you, fellas, listen. Any fellas out there that have ever played? I don't know. My advice is if you're gonna play with your significant other, don't hang over their shoulder and tell them what they should do. Like let them learn to play. Don't try to play for them, because that's always an argument like waiting to happen. It's just like a kind of a feels bad, like, oh, you should have played this, but you didn't do this. And it's like, all right.
I'm sorry, I'm so stupid.
Yeah. I've seen that.
No, it's okay.
Oh man.
Oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, Gen Con looks fun. You guys are going, right?
Possibly.
We got event tickets are on May 18th. So next Sunday is whenever you purchase your event tickets. And then after that, you got 3 months to figure out your travel and your hotel. But you got 1 week to get your event tickets.
I wish it was Fool's Kingdom style. I got like the card to go on the ship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's your badge that they mail to you. Your Gen Con badge.
Dang. Okay. So like Yu-Gi-Oh is like a documentary then, based on real things.
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
Okay, cool.
Listen, you're just mad that I'm going to be signing up for Bo Jackson Battle Arena, okay? I'm in there.
That thing's so far out. I look every day and I'm like, damn.
Every day we stray further from God.
Yeah, I'm like, even if I wanted to.
Oh man.
You just gotta take your Caster Cup winnings and dump it into Bo, and then try to
dump it into Bo.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give that professional athlete all your spare change.
It's just I look and I'm like, dang, this card. I see the same sellers, and I'm like, dang, these cards are like all like $300-$400 for one card, and you need like 60 of this card. 60 of this. Jesus.
Hey, you gotta play to win, man. So
Yeah.
you just
It-
need to do
it- this is more of a cook than freaking Metazoo.
it. Yeah, it really is. It really is, man. Crazy.
I don't know, man. I feel like
You don't play cards no more.
I-
It don't matter, bro.
I do. Dude, I play a lot of cards.
You play Yugioh Pro once a day.
See,
Yeah, that's your regional. That's your YCS.
see.
Whether or not I win my EDO Pro game for the day.
Yeah, that's true, man.
And if you do win, you're feeling great the whole day. But if you lose, you got to try and squeeze in a second one.
Yeah, man. I do love playing digital clients. I think that's what it is. Like I want a good. I like. I don't know why Magic's didn't stick with me. I think I liked EDO is because all the cards are free. I don't want to pay for cards.
I think that's the main driver for you.
Shout out to Ed. Look, that's why I say you have to use the Ed indicator if the card game is going to survive. If Ed has purchased and he spent his hard-earned money to get into the game, then you know that it has a good chance it has at least an 80% chance of survivability. If not, don't even waste your time.
If he's buying in, it's worth buying into.
Yeah.
If he's bullish on it, maybe stay away.
Yeah, I mean, I did buy 2 Metazoo boxes, so that's something.
Ooh, okay.
Right? So maybe that's a good sign.
Hold up, Metazoo's the future. All right, I'm hearing. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Ed likes to make long-term plays.
Booking my flight to Orlando as we speak.
Yeah, it's either that or sunken cost fallacy, where I'm just like, well, in for a penny.
Well, I already bought the 2 boxes. Might as well. See what I can do.
It just keeps dollar cost averaging in. He's just like, all right, well, I'll buy a pack here and I'll buy a pack next week. Eventually you'll have a box.
A box of junk.
Man, I loved old Metazoo because it was a self-sustaining hobby. 100%. Like I had a spreadsheet. I was always like, oh well, if I did this, I offset the cost of this, and it was always like it always made sense. I don't know. The math was mathing.
Them days is long gone. Them days is long. I mean,
so gone.
We were in a renaissance where almost every Kickstarter game funded, and you could immediately sell your Kickstarter pledge, and you can make some money. Even if you sold half, you could make it and still open it and come out pretty good. We were in a day that'll never happen ever again in life, ever. Like seriously.
Don't say you just shook so many people, Easton.
I mean, I don't want this to get too realistic, but yeah, whatever pipe dreams you had of the good old Metazoo days in terms of like the virality and like Nightfall boxes being like 300 plus. Like I remember that New York Comic Con, and you could buy a box for 100 or buy the ticket for 100, sell it for 300. I was the idiot. I won at Houston Collecticon. I was like, oh, I like the cards. Somebody was offering me $300 for an Oklahoma octopus.
Oh man!
I'm like, no.
Nah, this is a good deal.
I like the cards.
I mean, you can always go back and get it now for
$3.
$3, if that, maybe
$3, right? Man, you overpaying by about $3.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know what cards are worth anymore. The Yu-Gi-Oh price point's just the best one. You can wake me up when I can find other cheap. I get Pokemon's got cheap cards, right? Or is that not the case?
Yeah. I think the last regional, the deck that won the last 3,000 person regional, cost $12 in min rarity.
That's perfect.
So I mean,
them cards they don't look cool though.
Yeah,
right. It is min rarity, but
oh man, okay.
Take me back to the vintage. Take me back to where they had the what was the ones that you scanned?
Oh, the e-cards.
The e-readers.
Yeah, bring me back them cards was what it was. Those were the best ones.
Here we
Actually,
go.
that was so clever. I love that too. There's like a whole that's like
The
a
whole
whole
other
thing.
ecosystem. Yeah.
Yeah.
The same, like there. That was also a good time in cards because they were being a little bit more creative with their cards. Because even like World of Warcraft, you had the mounts that you could get in the World of Warcraft game. All the different games had like a different mechanism. WWE or WWF, they had cards that were like similar to like there was everybody was being really innovative with the cards and how they had it roll into another ecosystem. Man, those are good. But bring me back those days. You just can't, man, you can't replicate that.
At all.
Now that you're like, oh, I got a Umbreon. Oh, Umbreon. Yeah. Before we had that, we had those thing e-reader cards, and people used to use the e-reader too, and then you just, and then you'd trade it off or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that was also cool, like a blending of the digital with the physical. I know that's like we're entering NFT territory maybe, but I don't know. I always thought that was a really cool thing, and I don't really know why they wouldn't bring something like that back with like even QR codes. I think Metazoo was pretty progressive with that, honestly. Like OG Metazoo with the QR codes on the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, Pokemon puts like code cards in their packs that you can redeem for their online client.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty similar, maybe. I don't know.
But not, I mean, it don't hit the same as, you know, Beyblading your e-reader through your Game Boy Advance copy of Ruby, you know.
Yeah, you're like, all right, I'm gonna add this one to the card.
And getting the free Great Ball that your Grass Energy provided you, you know, it's
yeah.
Those are the days. But that's what trading card IPs are gonna have to do to be creative. Like at this point, everybody's shuffling the same user base and the same people, and so in order to either you're gonna need something like the great competitive fall of Wizard of the Coast with people going to Flesh and Blood, or people just leaving the game in general because there wasn't like a pro tour anymore or something like that happening, to really kind of get some market share. Because at this point they got a good system going on with Wizard of the Coast. They got Commander, like they have more people playing Commander than they ever had playing region RCQs or Pro Tour qualifiers or anything like that, and they have enough of those major events to keep people going, and the Magic Fest kind of facilitates everybody. So
I mean, what's keeping us from playing Magic then? Like, is it just because there's no good like competitive format?
No, you would hate Standard, and you would hate it. I don't mind it because I was really big on, like, as soon as the deck is starting to lose value, I'm trading it in. I'm getting store credit. And then I remember I still probably have about $400 store credit in Utah because I would.
Does it accrue interest? Is like the bank?
No.
No. You just hope that they don't go out of business and you lose all of it.
Yeah, I went to the one of the Magic festivals in Salt Lake City, and I went by. I'm like, dang! I used to get me this. They call it a Big Bear sandwich, and it was like the best sandwich you could ever have. It was like ham, cheese, bacon, avocado, lettuce, grilled to perfection, a dyed Dr. Pepper. And I'd just be balling on Magic. And then all my winnings, I would just turn it into store credit. I net zeroed the whole thing, or I came out positive for the most part. And then when Standard happened right before it rotated, when the cards are at their highest, I traded in.
Said, I don't want to play with you anymore.
Vampire deck only good for 3 weeks. Trade in.
Golly.
Trade in.
I guess that's good if you're like really in tune with the meta too, and seeing where it's shifting and like looking at any kind of leaks beforehand.
Yeah. And then there were also moments where like things would overlap. So it would be like moments where more than like 4 or 5 sets would be legal, and you could play. It would be like a new set just came out that really synergized with this set that's about to rotate out, and it was good for like 2 or 3 weeks. And you're like, all right, let me hurry up, do this. This card's like $30-$40. Win some tournaments, turn into store credit, then trade in all those cards, and then you could come out pretty good.
Okay. All right.
It'll be standard Magic isn't fun. We're too expensive.
There's got to be a Magic format that's like one
No,
that I would like. Hey,
modern is good. Legacy, you need too many old cards, but modern is good. It has the longest like shelf life, but the decks cost too much, like cost so much. Like you'll be able to play that deck for a long, long time. But
I like
Yeah,
that part.
yeah,
I
but
like
your
that.
entry cost is like $1,500.
Oh, I don't like that part.
it's gonna be $700 to $1,500 depending on how
Don't they
you
have don't they have like a supported like vintage format that people play that's like
Okay. Oh
but
yeah,
not,
you want to play? You want
no
to play
no no
vintage?
Yeah,
well
you want to play that?
no
That's even way more.
no I know that yeah so I know they have a vintage format that's like all the super expensive vintage cards but I guess that makes it complicated because they have the pesky reserve list, right? Like
Yep.
that's what it is. Okay, because in Yu-Gi-Oh world, like that's not even remotely an issue to play like an old format because they've just reprinted everything a million times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the issue is that like the old stuff in Magic might come out in a different variable or format or different version in a new set. Like they have the core sets that obviously brings back some core pieces in every year, but you also have like some that gets recreated or maybe nerfed a tad bit, but let's reminiscent of something old. So, there's stuff like that, but Magic is fun. It's just tough to get into. And then you get upset when standard happens and most
If you truly want to play like a competitive card game for not a lot of money, but still earn decent money, I mean it's got to be Pokemon, right? Every Pokemon deck that wins a major tournament never costs over $100, and you're winning thousands of dollars. If you win, it's like 10 grand. Top 8, I think we cut to 8 now. You get $1,000 plus a bunch of product and everything that comes with that. I mean, it's Pokemon, right? It's just the sheer amount of people is the difficult part. You just have to get lucky. You're playing 15 rounds of cards and you have to lose. You can only lose twice to try and secure that. But if you can run hot, then you'll lock up $1,000 for your $50 deck. So, that's just how it is. I mean, Flesh and Blood is expensive. At that form, it didn't used to always be expensive, but it's crazy. I go to my local game store and I rip Flesh and Blood packs just to resell because the EV is so high on that. It's crazy, like how much you can make. And Flesh and Blood decks are expensive, even more so over the last like year or so. I don't know where all the money's coming from, but cards are just so unattainable to me. Like I don't want to spend $100 and I need 3 of these. I don't want to spend $300 on a core piece of my hero and just be like, all right, well, here's $300. Here's 400 more. I guess I'll try and play and make my money back. And it's just, it's the barrier of entry for many games, competitive card games at this time. The price point entry is just way too high for most players,
Yeah.
Even Lorcana, Lorcana is, they did take a hit, once they announced that rotation. We talked about it a little bit on a podcast from last week before. Lorcana's doing that rotation of those first 4 sets, and that tanked the prices of some of the stuff. But I mean, they put out a set every 3 months.
Yeah.
And it's still expensive. The power crept cards are still $40, $50 a piece, and you need 4 of those in your deck. Lorcana decks are $1,000 if you want to play top tier, right?
Can I admit to y'all, I'm not gonna lie, the art is pretty sick. Like some of the new stuff that I see, it looks kind of cool.
Which one though?
For Lorcana?
Yeah, the Jafar stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff looks sick. Now, Ed, I know we were looking at it, we're like, I'm not playing no old Disney cards, but the new stuff, man, we weren't playing with like freaking Yugioh or was it what's the monkey off of Aladdin?
They're gonna bring in Darkwing Duck, and that might be where I join up.
But by then you're too far behind. We had our chance. We went to the learn to plays and some of the beginner tournaments, and I still have those cards. But dang,
You gonna tell me that Jafar card that
That is sick.
I'll say that don't look cool. That looks cool as hell.
I don't know. Maybe if you're stupid.
Okay, all right.
I'm kidding.
Show him a pot of greed reprint, and he's going
And it
crazy.
looks damn near the same. Like he definitely looks like one of the pot of greeds. Like if you put his face, you could definitely put the face and transcribe it over one of the pot cards.
For real.
Huh.
No,
All right.
Lorcana, they've nailed it, right? I wouldn't say they're on Pokemon levels of artwork. I think Pokemon really does that for like brand recognition. I don't know. I mean, I really like the look of some of the max rarity Magic cards as well. Like the artwork on that also looks really good, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not downplaying that at all, but you definitely got to have the good artwork in order to get those people in, spend more of that money. Obviously alt art cards are necessary. I'm a big proponent of having like functionally identical alt art cards. So you can bling your stuff if you want, but you can still play min rarity if you just want to play the game, which is fine. But you definitely have to have your art on point, because if people don't like looking at your cards, then they're not going to play your game.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
It's got to look cool, man.
Gotta look cool.
No, people. I know people love Lorcana. It's crazy how
Lorcana.
it's. I don't know. It's kind of like a slow and steady pace. I think it's here for a long time at this point. I don't think it's gonna a flash in the pan.
All they gotta do is just keep rotating stuff out, remixing stuff, add these like really obscure characters in there that some people like. Like my favorite character in all of Disney was the walrus from Finding Nemo 2. Gerald.
Yeah.
If they come out with a Gerald card, if they haven't already, I haven't kept up with it. If they come out with the Gerald, I'm all in.
That's funny. I mean, their Lorcana's latest set, I can get my finger on the pulse for that. Their latest set pre-releases at the end of the month, and I know that recently, at least at the game store that does the best at Lorcana here in Dallas, I know recently that their pre-release numbers have not been as high. They would sell out. They can accommodate like 64 slots, and they would sell out weeks in advance, sell out all of their slots. But the last couple of sets have not had that many people. Like, not to say that there's not like 20, 30 people still showing up for a pre-release, but not like selling out instantly. You could walk in and play if you wanted to. So I'm curious to see how those numbers are. Obviously, there's still competitive Lorcana being played. Right, they did a good job at rolling out their organized play. Right, they got their store championship set up. They have their regional set up. I think they do a really good job at their prize wall in Lorcana at the regionals. You play in side events to get points, and you redeem those points for prize wall specific promos, like alt art cards of very highly playable cards. And some of those cards are worth like hundreds of dollars, depending on the card, and you could only get it from the side event prize wall. And I thought that was a really good idea, to have side event specific things. I think Yugioh does that for YCSs as well. There are like certain side event only things that you can get. But they rolled out their organized play. They got it right after I think it was like a year. They established their organized play, and that's been rolling for years now. We have their regionals, we have their worlds. Lorcana's doing it. And they just got to find like the sweet spot for how they nerf cards. They tried errata.
I just don't like the rotation, man.
They tried erratas. Nobody liked that. They tried just banning the cards. Nobody liked that. So now they're saying we're going to rotate.
Hate it.
We're going to make all your game pieces truly useless.
I hate that so much. That's honestly that's one thing that would keep me personally buying more of any new card game. I don't know. That's why I play that's why I like
an eternal format.
Yeah, that's why I like Yu-Gi-Oh in particular at this point, where it's just like the cards are cheap and it's something the company still supports, and I think there's a lot of I think there's room for Meta 2 to do that at some point if they want to run old legacy events like Time Wizard style with Old Zoo. That could be interesting. I don't know, but
yeah,
rotation's a little spooky. I just don't like it. It feels so bad. At least for me.
Mm.
I mean, at that point, the cards are only worth what people would pick them up for collector value for, right?
Yeah. And that's why
That's why you got to do the old Easton shuffle where you say, hey, I don't want to play with you anymore.
You gotta sell at the top. You can't over here. Oh, I saw this deck. This is kind of cool. Oh, it rotates tomorrow. Dang, I just spent $300.
Yeah, that would be me. 100%. That would be me.
Oh man.
Sorry, can't play this card here, kid. What do you mean? This is a card that I paid for from your I got it from your store, and I can't play in this event.
Sorry, kid.
Sorry, the company says you're not allowed to play that card. What? But the company made it.
I mean,
yeah, but they made it too good, and other people were abusing it in a way, so you can't play it. How was that a me problem?
It's got to be a you problem. It's got to be. You didn't stay up with the times, so you don't know this stuff. So it's your fault.
Yeah.
But most stores are willing to sell it to you. They're not going to tell you in one way or another. They're going to be like, this, rotates out tomorrow, right? They're like, no, sell it for $50.
Wow, thanks, guys. I'm here for the community.
The community.
They said, we got another one, y'all. Left into the bank.
Community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. What other games? I guess Sorcery is really the only one that has that event coming up.
Sorcery.
Gen Con's going to be about. I kind of want to go. I'm not going to lie.
We were talking about it.
Let's go. Let's go to Gen Con, guys.
No, but you're already on a team.
Yeah, you're already secured.
Let's go to Gen Con, guys.
No, it wouldn't be let's. It would be Easton and I and some random versus you and Marcus and Erica.
Bring Kate along. There's your team.
No. No.
I'm not gonna lie. We're formidable in.
I'll bring my toddler though.
Yeah, James. He just puts his hands everywhere.
Yeah.
Those Legos.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You can play.
No. Listen, the team event is only one event. They got two more on 2 different days.
No, if I'm going, I'm playing in all of them.
Okay, well there you go. You find a pickup third. You'll find that 35-year-old YCS player that drives the kids around.
I'm gonna go to the Exxon and find whoever's standing out front for the cheapest rate.
Are you ready to die at sorcery?
You give somebody a crash course on how to play sorcery in 40 minutes.
Golly. Yeah, that would be an experience. Man.
I mean, we could ask your significant other if she wants to be on our team. That'd be hilarious.
She'll say,
why? And then y'all get matched up. She cooks your ass.
She cooks you.
That'd be awesome.
Nah, no easy buckets, dude.
Oh, I'd love that.
No easy buckets.
What would you do? Would you just try to win, right? Or would you take a knee?
Why would I take a knee?
I don't know. It's the gentlemanly thing to do.
Yeah,
it's for your relationship.
Yeah,
right?
you can gentlemanly that at home. All right, we playing for keeps here.
Dang,
ruthless. Ruthless.
Okay. I kind of figured that would be your
no easy buckets. We play for keeps. Man.
All right, that's fair. I'm not mad at you for saying that either. I know some folks would be like, no, of course I wouldn't try to. I don't know.
Those people, softies.
The problem is you got in my case, it's if I got to sleep with this person later, so what if they're upset with me?
Then you just take the Dutch oven and move on. That's kind of how it goes.
Crazy, man, crazy.
You just run the Dutch oven and that's it.
The Dutch oven meta, we love that. Yeah, that's a burn deck for sure.
Oh no!
Yeah,
we hate that.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I think that's all I got today. It's been mostly
Just freestyle.
freestyle. Yeah,
Thank-
there's no big news really. I'm gonna be honest. Like
Yeah.
I could complain about some stuff, but I'm not in the mood to complain about anything right now.
Drop something last minute complaint.
No, you can't. Don't
Yeah,
put that
yeah.
on me.
Yeah, hit us with some last minute sour grapes,
Sour grapes. Okay.
some last minute bitter berries.
Dang. Man, I don't know.
Look, he's got some in the chamber,
Yeah.
but he doesn't know if he wants to fire.
Go on fire, man. One or two of them.
No, we're leaving on a positive note for once.
A positive note, you're trying to pit me against my significant other in the sorcery team tournament.
I love that.
It's,
Yeah.
and it's the positive note that we're leading on. Come on, man.
Listen, take care of the ones you love the most. We're living in tough times. All we got is what's left of our card collections in a dream.
Card hoop dreams, you know.
Hoop dreams, yeah. All right, everyone. Thanks for stacking the deck.
Second deck.
See you, team.
Yeah.
Later, y'all.
Bye.